I'm particularly thankful for a speech which is a speech about Solution Europe rather than Crisis Europe. Before opening up to the floor, may I perhaps ask a couple of questions of my own? One aspect regarding fair Europe, as you put it, which is an aspect which is perhaps more external than internal, has to do with enlargement. Many, both within the EU and particularly those in the enlargement process looking outside, from the outside into the EU, fear that enlargement is dead. Indeed, if we look across the board, you essentially have an enlargement DG which is increasingly being hollowed out, either because some countries like Iceland decide to suspend negotiations or because others, like Croatia, actually make it in. So essentially we have a situation in which there are 2 candidate countries currently negotiating, with one, Turkey, having an accession process which is, by all extents and purposes, stalled. In your Solution Europe, in your post-crisis Solution Europe, given that Finland, like Italy, is a country that has traditionally been rather enlargement, what do you see the prospects being for reviving the enlargement process? That's my first question. A second question, which really has to do with process rather than content. In order to get to the Solution Europe that you're describing, do you imagine that after the European Parliament elections, after the sort of renewal of the EU's leadership at institutional level, there will be a need for a new convention of sorts and a new treaty revision?
Okay, thank you very much. Enlargement, I think we should keep going in a direction which we have chosen already years ago. It means that there are still countries who belong to the European family and they have a similar rights than we have had to join the European Union. At the same time, we have to be very strict with the rules so that all the countries who will integrate us will fulfill all the criteria, because this is also a question of fairness. It is fair to tell to the countries that you belong to the European family, and it's fair towards the current European Union that everybody who wants to join the club fulfill all the criteria. And it will take some time when next countries will integrate to the European Union, but nevertheless we have to keep going with this line. Constitutional changes. I have said that we should not rush with this, but it's possible that we have to do some changes to the constitution in foreseeable future. But first we should know what part of the constitution we want to change, not just go there, open up everything, and then start talking what should be reformed. One practical challenge which I find very challenging or difficult is that there are debate in some countries, especially in the UK, that there should be some repatriation of competencies from the European level to national level. I understand the point, but there are risks. If we open the treaty change and somebody says that we want to repatriate this and that, how about the others? How about the other countries? Is it like an open market that everybody can pick and choose and pick what we want to repatriate? And I wouldn't. This is one of the reasons why I wouldn't like to go right away to open up the treaties if you don't know where it could lead us. So this is kind of pragmatic worry.